To have lost control of both governments. Now she's teasing a big announcement that she claims will result in some of her opponents being arrested and charged.
Tiffany Henyard, the self-styled super mayor of Dalton, Illinois, may not be a household name yet, but after today, her story is sure to grab your attention. Think you've seen political scandals? Think again, this one takes it to a whole new level. Henyard is embroiled in a whirlwind of controversy that feels like a reality show, except it's all too real. Imagine this: a mayor under FBI investigation for corruption, facing eviction from her own home, and using local police to arrest her political rivals. And yes, she's still running for re-election.
Or allow me, come over it. Now it's time for me.
Let's dive into the latest twist in the ongoing eviction drama. Picture this: Tiffany Henyard, a mayor earning hundreds of thousands of dollars annually, isn't paying rent on the house she's living in. Despite her high-paying positions as both mayor and township supervisor, she and her boyfriend, Kamal Woods, are deeply behind on rent. The landlord, Janetta Hull, has reached her breaking point. Once a friend of Henyard's, Hull is now fed up. The issues began when Henyard allegedly pressured her way into Hull's rental property. Even though Hull had already secured another tenant, Henyard insisted on moving in, and now they haven't paid a dime in rent since August.
Henyard has filed eviction papers. She says Henyard has not paid her rent, and now...
What makes this story even more jaw-dropping is that Henyard allegedly changed the locks on the house and blocked her landlord from entering. Hull had given the couple a standard 48-hour notice to inspect the property, but instead of complying, Henyard reportedly took matters into her own hands by changing the locks and the garage door code, effectively barring Hull's access. Talk about crossing the line. Frustrated and feeling trapped, Hull has already filed for eviction, but the couple has been avoiding the process, with the local sheriff's office unable to serve the papers. It seems Henyard is playing a game of hide and seek with her landlord, all while wielding political power.
And she says she came to this Thornton Township meeting Tuesday night hoping to get paid what she says she's owed.
It's a truly perplexing situation. How does someone earning hundreds of thousands of dollars a year refuse to pay an extra $200 in rent because of a property tax increase? Henyard's boyfriend, Kamal Woods, who also earns a substantial income through a township program, claimed they couldn't afford the hike. Yet together, the couple is pulling in over $300,000 annually. The audacity. In frustration, Hull is now paying a process server just to track Henyard down and get her into court. Regretting ever renting to Henyard, Hull is left wondering how a mayor, of all people, could fail to meet the basic standards of responsible citizenship. The irony is impossible to ignore.
Pay a special process server in order to get them served, which is more.
If you thought the eviction saga was shocking, just wait until you hear what Henyard has been doing with taxpayer money. Dalton is already facing a severe financial crisis, and former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot was brought in to investigate Henyard's spending. The results are absolutely staggering. Under Henyard's leadership, the village's financial health has taken a nosedive. In just 2 years, Dalton's general fund dropped from a surplus of $5.61 million to a deficit of $3.65 million, a loss of over $9 million. So where did all that money go? Lightfoot's investigation revealed that much of it was funneled to big retailers like Amazon, Wayfair, and Walgreens.
Tonight, as another board meeting got canceled because of a lack of a quorum.
And that came after a disagreement about where to hold the meeting, as trustees expressed concerns for their...
One Amazon purchase in particular left people stunned. On January 5th, 2023, Henyard spent an eye-popping $40,000 in a single transaction. And that wasn't all. She made 2 additional purchases on the same day, one for nearly $5,000 and another for over $4,700. What in the world was she buying? The extravagant spending didn't end there. In September 2023, she dropped nearly $7,700 on Wayfair, adding to the already extensive list of questionable expenses. But it's not just her online shopping habits causing outrage. Lightfoot's report also uncovered that the village issued over $6 million in checks to vendors, minus 589 checks in total that were never sent out. That's right, they just sat there unpaid while Dalton sinks deeper into debt, leaving local businesses waiting for payments that may never arrive. How does a town's leadership become so reckless with public funds?
Try to have a meeting upstairs. It is not safe.
If that wasn't bad enough, Dalton's police officers are making headlines for earning more in overtime than their actual salaries. One officer with a base salary of $87,000 ended up making an astonishing $114,800 in overtime. Another, whose salary is supposed to be $73,515, pulled in over $102,000 in overtime. It seems like everyone in Dalton's government is cashing in while the town itself struggles to stay afloat. One has to wonder how this situation has been allowed to persist for so long. And here's the kicker: despite all the allegations of mismanagement and corruption, Tiffany Henyard is still determined to hold on to power. She's been locked in a tense standoff with the village trustees for months, lashing out at them and anyone else who challenges her authority. During one particularly heated public meeting, Henyard, visibly frustrated by the trustees' refusal to approve bills without proper documentation, declared, "You all forget I'm the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. You ain't learned that yet." Her frustration with the pushback was clear, but the standoff rages on.
And we're getting tired of coming here, not having the laws followed, not having...
Trustees have been vocal about their lack of trust in Henyard's leadership. Trustee Jason House publicly declared that vendors are going unpaid because of the village's financial opacity, and the board cannot approve any spending without a clear understanding of where the money is going. At the same time, Trustee Brittany Norwood strongly criticized Henyard, stating, "How about you be a good leader and bring proposals to the forefront so not just us but residents and everyone else in America knows how the money is being spent?" The tension between Henyard and the trustees is intense and continues to escalate.
Power and money grab.
If you think Henyard is backing down, think again. Recently, she went on Facebook Live to address her critics and unleash a series of bombshell threats. In a now infamous 90-minute rant, Henyard vowed to seek the arrest of her opponents. Though she didn't clarify what charges she plans to file, she accused her detractors of being part of a power and money grab, insisting she's the real victim in the situation. All this finger pointing at Tiffany, "You're lying on me. I'm over it. Now it's time for me to speak," she declared during the live stream. It's clear Henyard isn't backing down without a fight. What's even more surreal is that, amid all this chaos, she's still actively campaigning for re-election. Yes, you read that right, she's running for another term while under FBI investigation, facing eviction and clashing with her own trustees. Henyard remains confident that Dalton's residents will support her. In a statement from her lawyer, she expressed her commitment to continuing the fight for the village and believes she'll receive overwhelming support in the next election. If nothing else, her confidence is undeniable.
Landlord showed up here to see her tenant in person after she says Henyard has been dodging both her and rent payments for months.
Let's be real, how does someone embroiled in so many controversies expect to win over voters' trust? Kiana Belcher, a trustee running against Henyard, doesn't mince words when it comes to the mayor's re-election bid. The community does not want to continue under her leadership, Belcher said, calling Henyard's decision to run again ridiculous. She went on to explain how Henyard has fostered chaos in the village and believes the residents are ready for a change. The irony is hard to ignore. While Henyard claims to be fighting for the people, her actions paint a different picture. From using village funds to host extravagant parties featuring R&B singer K. Michelle and rapper Jay Holiday to employing local police officers as her personal security detail, Henyard's behavior has raised significant concerns. Critics argue that rather than focusing on improving Dalton, she's more interested in enhancing her own image and comfort.
Because I'm at wit's end and I fear that I'm going to go into foreclosure soon if I can't get this matter.
Henyard's use of local police officers as her personal bodyguards has sparked widespread outrage in the community. Reports indicate that officers are often pulled from their regular duties to escort Henyard around town, frequently working overtime to do so. Some officers are logging over 100 hours per paycheck, all while Dalton's crime rates continue to rise and residents feel increasingly unsafe. Trustee Brittany Norwood addressed the issue during a public meeting, stating, "We're not saying police aren't doing a good job, we're saying you're assigning all of them to be with you when they should be out here protecting the residents so we can all feel safe." This paints a troubling picture of a town in turmoil. Henyard's extravagant spending, power struggles, and combative behavior have left Dalton on the brink. With the village's finances in disarray and residents growing frustrated, Henyard remains unyielding, insisting that she's the one being wronged in this situation. Whether it's her eviction issues, public clashes with the trustees, or the ongoing FBI investigation, Henyard's story is one of a leader who refuses to step down even when the evidence suggests she should.
Her fault. It's her problem, her responsibility, and she failed.
She's failed every.
As if all of this weren't enough, Henyard is also under fire for her management of Ford Township, where she serves as supervisor. Township records show that she and her team have spent more than $67,000 on trips to cities such as Portland, Austin, Atlanta, and New York City, often flying first class and staying in luxury hotels like the Four Seasons. In New York alone, the group accumulated a $13,000 bill at the Marriott Marquis in Times Square. These lavish expenditures have sparked serious questions about Henyard's priorities and how she justifies using taxpayer money for such extravagant travel.
A few times to serve them. For a household that makes, over $350,000 a year.
It almost seems like Henyard views herself as the star of a reality show, always playing to the cameras and her critics. Some frustrated residents have even drawn comparisons to South American dictators, suggesting she's turned Dalton into her own personal playground. The level of control she exerts over the town, from the police force to her constant self-promotion, has led to accusations that she's using her power for personal gain, with little concern for the people she's meant to serve. So, what do you think? Can someone under this much scrutiny really expect to regain the trust of the people? Or is Henyard's reign as super mayor nearing its end? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this wild political saga.